on, so we camped out right here next to this beautiful little stream, just 0.3 down from the shelter up above. We spent the night with Disciple. He was right over here. That was a pleasure. And then we've got Cur Dog. And then also over here we've got Frozen, who does blogging as well. And we'll have to, I'll get his link up for you. I can't remember it now. I believe it's Outdoor Adventures. And then there's Weller right there hanging out. So we'll do about 10 miles to Daleville today, and then we'll spend the night there, and then it's right back on the trail tomorrow. But that's it for now. We'll talk to you later. Guys, we spent the night here with Frozen, who is also a fellow YouTuber.
How you doing, guys?
Yeah, if you want to just tell us what your channel's about and...
Yeah, so basically 8 years ago I was just playing video games. I didn't really go outside. I was going through work, going home, daily grind. So finally decided, I was like, I need to go on some kind of adventure because this is not the life for me. So I started a YouTube channel, started hiking, met some awesome people along the way. If you want to check it out, it's Outdoor Adventures. I have beginner backpacking topics, gear reviews, trip reports, and it's a lot of fun on there. I've met some awesome people along the way.
Absolutely.
Like these guys. These guys were pretty cool to hang out with last night, I'll tell you what. Lots of good stories.
Oh yeah, we had a blast hanging out with you as well. But yeah, guys, definitely check it out. We've seen a lot of his stuff, and it is high quality. So it was a pleasure to meet you, man.
Pleasure to meet you. Good luck on your AT hike.
Yeah, thank you very much. You take it easy.
Yeah, you too.
Oh yeah. Second film of the day. We're just talking about how cool this looks and how it doesn't look like the East Coast at all. It's just rocky and it's like Ridge Rock walking out west. It's awesome. We got Disciple here with us, and he's got his film going on, so this will kind of be pretty neat. Yep.
I wanted to get that at some point. Yeah, days on the trail.
It's so cool. We've been hiking with Disciple, and that's been excellent because we've been with him the last week, and he's always an inspiration. Very happy for that. We'll be in Daleville here in about an hour, and I think the first order of business will be stopping at the Bojangles and get some good biscuits, or maybe even the Wendy's. But overall it'll be fantastic, and we're looking forward to it. Well, that is it for now. Hopefully we jump back on here for you. And before I let you go, let me get you this view right here. That is pretty awesome, isn't it? Alright, we'll talk to you later. We just came out of the woods down into Daleville, right onto some highway traffic. Man, this is such a contrast, going from the nice quiet woods to this craziness. But we're gonna walk down to the Bojangles, have some lunch. That's Disciple, Swiss Miss, and Cur Dog up there. So yeah, we're gonna walk down, get some good greasy food, get ourselves cleaned up, and tomorrow we'll be right back out. Y'all take it easy. Here we are on our resupply, on the hunt for some tasty food for the next 2 to 3 days. What do you see up there, dear? Yeah, we're starting to get tired of hiker food. We just had an excellent lunch at the Three Little Pigs. It's a great barbecue joint here in Daleville, and we actually sat down with a reporter from the Roanoke Times, and she interviewed us. So, and she also paid for our lunch, so thank you so much, Liz. That was wonderful. Oh, so yep, staple of our diet is tortillas, and we're also looking for some other stuff. But yeah, this is basically it. We just kind of walk up and down the aisles trying to find stuff to eat. But I think some fruit snacks are about to make it in. But yeah, that should be it for now. We'll talk to you later. We're here at the Three Little Pigs in Daleville, and they give through hikers a free banana pudding, and I just wanted to show you guys how amazing this looks. How cool is that? How does it taste, dear? What's the verdict? Good?
Yeah, good stuff.
Alright, we'll talk together on the trail.
I got it. This is the less glamorous part of hiking. See this whole hiker parade of people leaving town. We're just getting out of Daleville. It's about 12. We got off to a late start, which is not a good idea when it's this hot. But we did have a nice lunch at the Three Little Pigs barbecue. And we're feeling full, but would much rather be napping right now instead of hiking. So, trailhead is up ahead, and we will be back in the woods and back in the quiet pretty soon. Alright, we'll talk to y'all later.
This is pretty, but it's hot out. Alright, see ya.
Guys, so it is day 78, and we've hiked about 5 miles so far out of Daleville, and I think we're going a total of 11 miles today. We're going to insert the name here of the shelter because I have no idea what the name of the shelter is that we're going to. We've been really lucky with the weather. It's been nice and sunny, but also hot, and since we are from Alaska, we don't do very well in the heat. So we're not complaining, but we're taking a lot of breaks. And right now we're running low on water and are looking forward to the next water source. Yeah, the heat just kind of like zaps the energy out of you. And we always get a little bit of a late start out of town. So today we left around noon, or a little bit before that. So we started hiking when the heat was the highest during the day. But anyway, everything's going well. We're looking forward to seeing family again in about 2 to 3 days, and we'll have an opportunity to slack pack through a part of the Shenandoahs. And it's just crazy that the miles are flying by so soon. We'll be at mile 800 in no time, so we're really excited. And I think that's all. We'll show you the shelter when we get to it, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
What is this guy? Oh, there he goes. So unfortunately there was no water at the shelter. The cistern that was there had dried up, so we decided to move on to a stream that is 3 miles north of it. So we are about 30 minutes away from that right now. Let's see. It is hot, as Wella mentioned, which leads us to our next question since we haven't done one in a while. But what is your replenishment of choice on a hot day, specifically regarding things like Gatorade powders, Gatorade chews, Cliff shots? I guess they've got one as well, the honey stingers and things like that. I believe there's also, for powder drinks, there's the Pet Pods and the Mio. So we'd love to hear what you guys like to use on especially hot days, because we're definitely going to be needing it coming up. Now that is it. Looking forward to your responses, and we'll talk to you soon.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
I don't know if it'll capture all of it. Yeah, I did. Anyway, hi. So we are finishing up the last mile to the shelter for tonight, which we are excited about. As I mentioned earlier, it's just been a really toasty day, so we've been moving a little slower than usual. But I had a question for the crowd. I know we get a lot of feedback and responses from men, but I'm really curious to know how many women are out there watching our channel, and also if you have any female hiker specific questions. I'd love to answer them. I think hiking for a woman and some of the preparations and some of the equipment that we use is very different than what, say, Justin uses. And I'd love to explain or elaborate if anyone has any questions. So if you do, just drop a comment and we'll try to answer all of that in the next video. And that is all. We'll show you the shelter when we get there. Bye.
So today we're going to shoot for doing about 17 miles to a, do you remember what the name of it is?
Nope.
Oh no, we'll put the name in there. Anyways, 17 miles. We're gonna cross the Ridge Parkway a couple times today. So pretty excited about that because they have trash cans and they also have picnic areas that we can sit down at. And it is also Saturday, so mayhaps some trail magic. But let's see. We think we had a bear in camp last night that was walking around, and fortunately somebody there had a dog that barked and scared it off, so that's always good. Terrain looks decent today. It's your typical Virginia up and down with no super major climbs or descent, so we're pretty happy about that. The weather's looking pretty good, and hopefully that holds up without getting too hot, and we'll be pretty happy about that. And that is it for this update. We'll talk to you later. And another gorgeous view along the Ridge Parkway. This is awesome. And I do believe it's time for some lunch. What do you say, dear?
Yes.
Yes,
It
time
is.
for lunch and a break. All right, see ya. Second outlook on the Ridge Parkway that we've come up to, and man, we are enjoying this so much. It is following the roadway right here, so the terrain's not bad at all, and then every mile-ish, at least the first two that we've come to, we've had a gorgeous overlook like this. And perhaps the greatest thing about this particular spot is there is a trash can right up there that you can see Wella getting rid of some weight. But yeah, man, take this in. It is stunning. Yeah, everybody complains about Virginia, but we have had nothing but positive experiences. I don't know how you could even get the blues here. But that's it for now. I'll talk to you later. We have another creature here.
I believe he's a toad.
I believe he's a toad.
Hi, Mr. Toad.
He looks cool. Look at him go. Alright. Hey, how's it going, everybody? So to round out this video, we wanted to talk about kind of expectations versus reality of hiking the Appalachian Trail. So we chatted about this earlier this morning, and it seems like both Well and I had an expectation that wasn't necessarily grounded in reality of the Appalachian Trail. Despite having done a 75-mile section hike or shakedown hike prior to, we still had some preconceived notions that ended up being false once we got out here. I think a lot of it had to be based in just the physical and mental difficulty that this would require, because you really don't know how difficult it is until you get out here. And you know, we've seen so many videos where the vloggers like will break down and talk about how this is the hardest thing they've ever done, and this is certainly the hardest sustained thing that we've ever done. Maybe not the hardest single instance, but it is tough. Now, all that being said, there are significant positives to this experience. While you're out here, you really, I mean, you're just walking, and that's all you're doing all day, and that really forces you to kind of take those memories that you had tucked away, whether they be positive or negative or just something that you were unsure about, and process that. And generally, I mean, I can't say I've ever heard of anybody having a negative experience to it. Taking that out, processing it, and dealing with it, and then putting it back on the shelf as a resolved issue just leads to overall better mental well-being and happiness. And we've really experienced that a lot out here. You know, because it's tough transitioning from the military to civilian world, and we did it so quickly we didn't really have any time to kind of think about everything that we had done or seen and really prepare ourselves mentally for that next step, because as much as they try, the transition services are woefully inadequate for the services.
Snakeskin.
So, well, Wella has found a snakeskin. Yeah.
You sure
So,
I'm sure.
yeah, let me show you the snakeskin real quick. And yeah, so there that is again. And we just wanted to wrap up by saying this has been an amazing experience, and we're so happy that we're only a third of the way through it, and we still have about 1,400 miles left, because we're just excited at what the trail is going to bring us next. So we'll talk to you later.